you for joining Xite Realty's Lunch and Learn webinar on how to set your dental practice strategy. My name is Tommy Newton. I'm one of the principals here at Exide Realty. I reside in our Austin, Texas office. I went to school here in Austin at the University of Texas, and then I moved to Dallas when I graduated and started working in commercial real estate immediately. Worked for a large corporate real estate firm there where I specialized in representing Fortune 500 companies all over North America and a little bit in Europe. When the subprime crisis happened, commercial real estate changed a little bit. One thing that I noticed during that time was that healthcare projects, everything from hospitals down through vets, optometrists, dentists, urgent cares, ERs, were still expanding, still had cranes on them. There was still construction. So when we noticed that, we thought that there's something to this healthcare real estate industry. Who is out there really representing physicians in real estate transactions? And why that's important is because this third bullet point here focused on the retailization of healthcare. I'm sure many of you have seen physicians now, where 20 years ago they used to be in medical office buildings and medical villages and condos, they've gone out into the retail areas to be closer to their patient base, be more accessible. Because of that, it's also changed the way you go about site selection, picking good areas for a startup practice. Just like Starbucks, CVS, Chipotle, any of those major retailers have a demographics recipe for how they're going to go about picking their sites. There are now those same recipes for physicians, but now you're looking into insurance, CMS, but you're also taking into account a lot of those retail demographic components that a typical retailer would look at to pick out good sites. So what I specialize in and our firm Xite Realty specializes in for the last 11 years is just representing physicians and really bringing a data-driven approach to understanding what makes one site better than another site for startup dentists, which is the majority of our clientele. Let me tell you a little bit about Xite Realty. We have 4 offices. Our headquarters is in Dallas, Texas. Like I said, I'm here in the Austin office. We have an office in Houston and one in San Antonio as well. Like I said before, all we do is represent physicians. We're founded in February of 2013, even though we've all worked representing physicians for much longer than that. We're the only commercial real estate company that's endorsed by the Texas Dental Association. And like I hit on before, everything we do is based on data, research, analytics. We don't want to be the guys to tell a dentist or a physician to go to a certain area just because this is what we do every day. We provide case studies and demographics and data to drive why that location is a good location. The majority of what we do is represent dentists in startups, expansions, relocations, and multi-location expansion strategies. In today's webinar, our goal is to provide you 5 vision casting tips for dentists that are thinking about starting up their own practice in the future. Why this is important is because recently the ADA did a survey that said that 76% of dentists are sole practitioners and another 15% are partners. So for almost every dentist, ownership becomes a consideration at some point in his or her career. So whether you do this or not, this is great information to have, because likely if you're on this webinar, you're interested somewhat, you may already own your practice, you're thinking about doing others, or you're just curious and you're being smart about this, you're educating yourself in the process, what you should be thinking about and what you could expect to open up your own practice. Let's hit with tip number 1.